starts right now.
We know that the first 24 to 48 hours is crucial, and so we certainly need the community's help in this.
The clock is ticking, but the community not losing hope of finding a 3-year-old girl who disappeared on Monday.
Millions of dollars went to the New Life for a New Generation group, and those millions now spent. But where? Our Defenders team is getting answers on this developing story.
Everyone should care what happens to this child. That is the message from a person who has worked with the families of lost children. And
tonight, the reward to find little Lena Keel is up to $75,000. Billboards are plastered around the city, and the hope, of course, is to find this little girl. The 3-year-old has been missing for more than 48 hours. She was last seen outside her apartment complex on Fredericksburg Road near Wurzbach Road.
The Night Team's Patty Santos tells us police are focusing on searching the woods nearby that apartment complex, and they're also looking at video, hoping to find anything, searching for clues.
It's hell on earth, and there's no, those words don't even do it justice. You have to understand those families can't eat, they can't sleep.
Dottie Laster, former director of the Heidi Search Center, says time is standing still for Lena Keel's family.
No one can understand this unless it's happened to them, and it's torture. Every second is torture.
Laster speaks from experience. She helped search teams find missing people for decades until the center closed in 2018. She says everyone in our community should be sharing Lena's photos, flyers, and providing tips to police until the 3-year-old is found.
There was no reason to give up hope. There was no reason to slow down the search, because it can end positively.
The search for Lena is now in day 3, and San Antonio police admit they have no leads. However, they are getting help from the FBI. Investigators are looking through videos from the area as canines and cadets also try to retrace the little girl's steps. She was last seen in the playground area of this apartment complex, Villas del Cabo, Monday evening. The question is whether she was kidnapped. Police don't know. So for now, they're calling this a missing persons case.
We will continue making as much contact with the community as we can, trying to find someone who knows anything about Lena.
In the meantime, the Islamic Center of San Antonio has added an incentive. It's offering a $75,000 reward for information that will bring Lena home.
For this to happen, this is a first for us. We're not inside our community to touch us so close.
The Keel family is from Afghanistan. Prayers of strength are pouring in from around the world.
I would say you are loved, your child is loved, and the people around you are doing their best.
And back live out here, because there are so many unanswered questions about Lena's disappearance, police tonight asking parents to be extra vigilant with their children. And again, if you have any information, call police right now. We're live in the Northwest Side. Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Patty. Medina County officials are hoping a $5,000 reward will lead them to 3 children who could be in danger tonight. We first told you about this story yesterday. Deputies made the reward announcement today. Jonathan Lucas and Ariana Wright were last seen in Hondo, Texas on Monday. They are believed to be with their father, Jonathan Wright, who's allegedly on the run and facing several out-of-state warrants for sex crimes against minors. Deputies say if you see Wright, do not approach him. Call 911. Send all tips to the Medina County Dispatch Office at the number on your screen, 830-741-6153.
Now, in other news tonight, as the Omicron variant continues to spread, we're watching COVID cases and hospitalizations here in Bexar County. And here are the latest numbers we want to tell you. So far, 131 people have tested positive, and the 7-day moving average is now 307 cases. There are no new deaths. As for the hospitalization rate, 182 people are in the hospital, 72 in the ICU, and 44 people are on ventilators. But we're also seeing a huge step forward in the fight against COVID. Today, the FDA authorizing the first pill to treat COVID-19. Now, Pfizer makes it. It's called Paxlovid. It's basically a faster way to treat people early on as soon as they're infected. It's for high-risk adults and kids 12 and up, and it reduces hospitalizations and deaths among most patients by almost 90%. Pfizer's expecting to have 250,000 treatments ready to go by the end of next month, and the Biden administration has already agreed to buy 10 million of these treatments. $2.7 million. That is how much the group New Life for a New Generation has received from the state and federal governments since 2018.
About a months-long defenders investigation raising questions about how the nonprofit spent much of that state money.
Now, the night team's Dylan Collier uncovered financial records showing multiple trips, vehicle purchases, and serious ethical concerns. It's tonight's Defenders Report.
The same day, Markeisha Reed posted this Instagram selfie from a resort spa on Lake Conroe, north of Houston, July 31st. The primary bank account for A New Life for a New Generation, the nonprofit she founded and runs, was hit with a minimum balance fee. The more than $2,200 in charges for the trip put a stress on New Life's finances, according to records provided by a source within the organization. That month alone, New Life's account was overdrafted or had insufficient funds to cover charges 6 different times. So why exactly is a nonprofit created to provide diapers, formula, and counseling to pregnant moms and young parents being used to fund the out-of-town escapades of its president and founder? It's a question State Representative Donna Howard wants answered.
It sounds like an egregious misuse of tax dollars.
Howard, the chair of the Texas Women's Health Caucus, has repeatedly expressed concerns about the program New Life falls under, alternatives to abortion, or A2A, even as the budget for the statewide project has increased exponentially to around $100 million the next 2 years.
This has been the problem really with A2A from the beginning, is it was more of a political response to abortion services and never had the kind of accountability that it should have had.
Reed posted this video on social media with the location tag of Las Vegas in late September 2020, just weeks after New Life's account covered more than $20,000 for airline tickets and Vegas hotel reservations. It was a trip Reed documented on Instagram by remarking, "Time to have some fun," and with pictures from the Vegas Strip. Then there was the trip to Miami and another one back to Vegas just this spring, both at least partially funded by the nonprofit Reed heads, including airline tickets, hotel rooms, beach rental equipment, a travel agent, and of course, limousines. Just 2 days after New Life made a nearly $9,000 wire transfer to Puerto Rico in late June, Reed posted pictures on Instagram from its capital city of San Juan. While sources say New Life staff were among the guests that joined Reed and her family on these out-of-state jaunts, it remains unclear how the nonprofit's clients benefited in any way.
A good charity will tell you where the money's going, but I think a great charity will reveal the impact.
Jason Mesa, regional director of the Better Business Bureau of San Antonio, says tax records show New Life is doing neither, and that the organization of its 3-person board of directors, which includes Reed, her common-law daughter-in-law, and the father of some of her children, is a recipe for mismanagement.
It's conflict of interest, down to the nuts and bolts. It's a huge conflict of interest.
For example, check records show Reed has been paid tens of thousands of dollars this year by New Life for vehicles, including, according to sources, more than $32,000 for this Dodge Charger alone, even though title records show it's still in her name and was originally bought by Reed for far less than that amount. The Kelley Blue Book estimate for the Charger puts its value at just over half of what Reed was provided by her nonprofit for it by the end of September. In the fall of 2020, days before New Life received the first of 2 federal Paycheck Protection loans, it paid more than $32,000 to buy a Polaris Slingshot motorcycle, free and clear. The 3-wheeler frequently appears on social media, including being driven by Reed's family member.
How do we prevent this sort of misuse from happening with state dollars again?
Good question, and I think that's something that we need to explore.
This past October, a grant writer resigned from New Life, citing toxicity and a disregard for ethics that New Life seems to foster as his reasons for leaving. After answering only a few of our questions, Reed locked herself inside a West Side smoke shop that she owns. Finally, despite also receiving more than $139,000 in PPP loans, and despite reimbursements from the state that frequently exceeds six figures per month. By late September, New Life had negative $300 in its primary account. A source says the nonprofit has also been straddled with making payments on 3 separate lines of credit. Officials for both the Texas Health and Human Services Commission and the Texas Pregnancy Care Network, which administers the state program, say they are unaware of any financial irregularities taking place. For the Defenders, Dylan Collier, KSAT 12 News.
And coming up, for now, you'll get to keep more money in your pocket if you owe student loans. How South Texans are reacting to the latest news from the White House.
And now Congress trying to get to the bottom of who's responsible for last month's deadly Astroworld concert. We're going to tell you how leaders are now getting answers. That's coming up on the Nightbeat.
This SA Salute holiday greeting is brought to you by the Joe A. Gomez Law Firm.
Hi, my name is Luis Guerrero. This is Jose Loredo, and this is Jorge Grajeda, and we are attorneys at the Gomez Law Firm. Enjoy the presents, enjoy the turkey, but more importantly, enjoy the family. Merry Christmas from the Joe Gomez Law Firm. Merry Christmas.
Now, Congress trying to get to the bottom of what led to last month's tragedy at Astroworld. If you remember, 10 people were killed in that Houston concert. And last week, we learned that they died from something called compression asphyxia. Today, the House Oversight and Reform Committee sent a letter to Live Nation Entertainment asking for information about its role during the concert. The panel also wants to see company documents and speak with Live Nation's president next month.
A sigh of relief for many. No rush to pay your student loans, at least not yet. The Biden administration just extended the student loan moratorium. So if you owe money on your loans, you don't have to pay until May 22nd. The moratorium has been in place since the beginning of the pandemic. More than 36 million Americans affected by this announcement, including many who call South Texas home. And they had lots to say about the extension.
I was super excited. And then when I started school again, so it added on more fees. So I was like, yes, at least I could pay the fees to the school and wait to pay off the state.
I took a gap year before this, so I didn't have the loans. I had to pay them off because I wasn't in school. So the deferral was really good.
President Biden said he supports canceling up to $10,000 in student debt, but he also says Congress should spearhead that effort. He doesn't want to use an executive order to cancel loan debt.
On a lighter note right now, we want you to meet the Clark Griswold of the West Side and his joy. I got to tell you, it is spreading. Just look at the light show outside of the home of John Gomez. The night team's Patty Santos has the story behind his cheer.
Summer by day, lights by night.
A West Side man is spreading holiday cheer. It's quite a sight. John Gomez says his enthusiasm for blinks and jingles started 6 years ago with a small yard design and has grown from there on.
It has gradually grown a lot larger over the years have gone.
At least 5 of his neighbors have joined in on the Christmas spectacle.
Everybody wants to be involved, but it's really hard and technical.
More than 65,000 blinking lights glow as you drive down Arcadia Creek near Culebra Road.
There's no machine that's going to push it in for you. You have to literally push each light bulb in.
The setup starts the day after Halloween, but the most difficult part is programming every blink on his computer screen.
We're able to program every millisecond of time and do patterns within it.
With all that blinking, you're thinking that's a hefty bill.
We use a small, very voltage, and you're able to do more lighting with less amounts of power.
He'll do it till he can't climb anymore, but he hopes his neighbors carry on the Christmas lights galore. He says if you're driving down the road and see someone spreading Christmas cheer, be a good scout.
Give him a hand, step on the ladder, and help him out.
Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
All right.
Very nice job out there. I do not think Clark Griswold could do something like that. I think he's above a Clark Griswold. By the way,
want to keep the lights going.
Look at the pearl.
Yeah, all lit up tonight.
Beautiful.
Very pretty. 59 degrees right now. Sarah, tell us what's going on.
Yeah, pretty mild out there right now. Just a light sweater weather out there. But today we were able to get up into the 70s, well above average. Take a look at what happened today. We were close to the average low this morning, but then really, honestly, it was a gorgeous day with plenty of sunshine. 73 degrees was the high temperature. That is 9 degrees above average. But take a look at what happens in the coming days. Even warmer. By Christmas Eve, we'll be at 80 degrees. And on Christmas day itself, 83 for the high temperature. Guys, this is about 20 degrees above what we normally deal with this time of the year. And on top of that, Saturday, Christmas Day, our forecast is 83. If that forecast verifies, we will tie for the second warmest Christmas in San Antonio ever, behind 1995 when we got up to 90 degrees. We would tie with 1964. Even if we don't make it to 83, let's say we make it to 82 or 81, that would still be the third warmest Christmas ever. So again, the heat that we're going to be experiencing is not typical this time of year, and we have a high pressure system to thank for that. It's currently over Baja California, and it's going to be moving over south central Texas in the coming days, and that's why the temperature is going to increase. High means dry. It's going to create sinking air, allow for sunshine in the afternoons, and allow for our temperatures to go up. Now notice that by Friday, we do anticipate across the western half of the United States some snowfall, so in the Rockies and the Pacific Northwest. So if you have air travel plans Christmas Eve, know that there could be some weather delays because of those storms in the western part of the U.S. Now again, that upper level high will settle over Christmas Day, and that's why we see those increasing temperatures. Outside right now, it's 60 degrees in San Antonio, 58 in New Braunfels. Notice how much cooler it is in Hondo, 49. And that's because in Hondo right now it's drier and the temperature has cooled down close to that dew point in the 40s. Dew points in the 30s and 40s in Hondo and Uvalde, but they have yet to see this surge of humidity that's moving in from the Gulf of Mexico. And by tomorrow morning, even though it may not feel humid outside, you're going to see the humidity in the form of fog. Fog tomorrow morning. If you're planning on hitting the roads early tomorrow, maybe traveling for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, know that if you leave early, you will probably have to deal with visibility of less than a mile in many spots around San Antonio and around that I-35 and I-10 corridor off to the east. But by the afternoon, we're going to see sun. So it's going to be fairly cloudy for the first part of the day, and in the afternoon, a lot of sunshine for us, and that's what's going to allow for our temperatures to go up. So looking at tomorrow morning, likely going to see the low to mid 50s around the metro area, 40s off to the west, and 40s in the hill country. So definitely a cool morning, but then in the afternoon with the sunshine, we'll warm up very quickly. Low 70s in the hill country, low 80s to the southwest, and around San Antonio, close to 75. So here's how your Thursday stacks up. Clouds in the morning, again in fog, 55 degrees, clearing around noon, 68, sunny and 75 in the afternoon. So all in all, a pretty nice day, but a lot warmer than seasonably average. And then 80s for the forecast into the Christmas weekend. We'll be close to that record on Sunday too of 83 degrees. And even in the week ahead, as we close out 2021, looks like it's going to be a lot warmer than average. Cool mornings and warm afternoons.
Santa needs to pack some shorts.
Yeah.
You know, that makes me think of
sunscreen.
This is true. This is true. Santa's going to be sweating a lot.
Yes.
Not feeling so warm, the Cowboys and their families. They won't be able to see each other.
Well, they're circling the wagons for good reason here because they just got off their worst COVID outbreak earlier a couple of weeks ago. And now they actually have a chance, not just for the NFC East, they have a chance for the bye week being the #1 seed. When we come back, we'll hear from the Aggies as well, who know all too well about COVID, and their concerns are now having to bail out of the Gator Bowl. How do the Cowboys feel about not seeing their extended families during the holidays? Coming up.
The next head football coach of the University of the Incarnate Word Cardinals. Please join me in welcoming up Coach G.J. Kinney.
There you go, the new head coach of the UIW introduced today in Big Board Sports. But first, the Fighting Texas Aggies football team will not be able to compete, in the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl on New Year's Eve against Wake Forest. Head coach Jimbo Fisher announcing today that due to a combination of COVID-19 issues within the A&M football program as well as season-ending injuries, the Aggie football roster is not in a position to safely participate. That's after practices had to be shut down last Saturday, and with Zach Calzada entering the transfer portal, the Aggies are not even sure who would be left to quarterback the team. Here's a statement from Ross Bjork, the Texas A&M athletic director. It is heartbreaking for our players, coaches, staff, and fans that we are not able to play in the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl. Postseason football is the pinnacle of the season, and when that opportunity is lost, it hurts on many levels. As we have learned in the last 21 months of this health challenge, the well-being and safety of our student athletes is paramount.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
As the Dallas Cowboys prepare for their second meeting with the Washington football team in 3 weeks and a chance to clinch the NFC East on Sunday Night Football, new rules are in place to protect the players with the increase in the positivity rate thanks to the Omicron strain of COVID-19. The Cowboys as a team has decided to cancel all Christmas visits with family and friends and has gone to full virtual status at the team's headquarters with the playoffs on the line and still in the running for the number 1 seed and the first round bye that goes along with it. Dallas is not taking any chances.
They got to stay home this year. You know, we got to make that sacrifice again, and you know that's where we came to it at the decision. You know, as the NFL and also as a team as the Dallas Cowboys. So we got to just do whatever it's going to take to make sure we give ourselves the best opportunity to win.
So some good news. The Cowboys put 5 players into the Pro Bowl, including tackle Tyron Smith, his 8th selection, guard Zach Martin, his 7th, and the first time for all these, Brian Anger, the punter, Trayvon Diggs, cornerback, and linebacker Micah Parsons. There are questions already being raised as to whether David Culley should return as a head coach next season for the Houston Texans. But for now, it's about getting through the rest of the season, starting with the Los Angeles Chargers on Sunday. The biggest challenge for Houston will be on defense, especially the defensive line, since this is where it appears Houston's been hit the hardest with players and health and safety protocols.
Some of those guys that have been playing, we've been playing 8 guys there for the most part all year, and they've been kind of splitting time. We're adding some guys to that list that have been on our practice squad that have been with us, adding those guys up. But some of those guys that have been playing maybe 20 plays will be end up playing 30 plays now, Brandon, instead of having split the time. They're probably going to play even more just because of the experience.
The Texans will be 10.5-point underdogs against the Chargers on Sunday in their noon kickoff. UTSA football season comes to an end with no excuses. Next. Congratulations to the UTSA Roadrunners on a great record-breaking season to finish 12-2 following their 38-24 loss to San Diego State in the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl. As we told you before kickoff, the Roadrunners are down 4 starters who are preparing to enter pro football, including the Conference USA's Offensive Player of the Year, Sincere McCormick, who announced he's making himself available for the NFL Draft. But the Roadrunners also had a number of players out due to COVID protocols. Still second-year head coach Jeff Traylor, who led his team to their first-ever 12-win season, did not use that as an excuse for the loss.
It is what it is. Our guys that were out on the field are the ones that need to be talked about. They were fantastic. They gave me everything they had. It was unfortunate, but we had enough tonight, and we just didn't get it done, and that's on me.
Like the Roadrunners, the University of the Incarnate Word Cardinals look to build on their most successful season in program history. A 10-3 finish included their first ever outright Southland Conference title and their first ever playoff victory. But they will have to do so with a new coach after Eric Morris took the job as the offensive coordinator at Washington State. Now the future belongs to G.J. Kinney, as the former co-offensive coordinator UCF was introduced today as the Cardinals' new head coach.
Coach Morris did a great job laying that foundation, and all I'm trying to do is come in here and build upon that. There's been a lot of successful teams played here the last couple of years, and like I said, just trying to build upon that success and hire the right type of people to come in here and to do that. And that's, the next couple of days next couple of weeks, so that's what it'll be my focus, is hiring the right staff.
Welcome to San Antonio. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver said on Tuesday that he's not shutting down the league due to the new round of COVID called Omicron. Now, despite the fact the league was forced to postpone 2 more games tonight, Brooklyn against Portland, after as many as 10 players on the Nets and the league's health and safety protocols, including Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden. This is the 3rd Nets game to be postponed in a week. Toronto, Chicago also called off tonight. The Raptors did not have the league mandated 8 required players to participate. It's not getting better.
Are they going to have to start forfeiting games if you don't have enough players to play? Should you forfeit the game?
That's a good question. They're talking about that in the college football playoffs right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
I bet they are.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Greg.
We'll see what happens. We'll be right back.
That's it for the Night Beat. Don't forget, Good Morning San Antonio starts at 4:30.
It's been a pleasure having you tonight. Have a very good night. We'll see you tomorrow.